Hey, y'all, welcome to the Catalog Project, episode 1. Today we're going over a classic, the first cassette I ever purchased, Late Night Delight by Luxury Elite and St. Pepsi. We just gave it another listen, took some notes for once, just kind of, I don't know, started it off. Just wanted to give you some thoughts and opinions. First, like the packaging, it's pretty cool. I like the art on it. It's really classic. It feels kind of like I don't know, like it's not up to par with some of like the newer releases, like when you get like your stuff from like Business Casual or Los Angeles or something like that, or not Los Angeles, Los Angles. You just want to say Los Angeles. Anyway, yeah, like it doesn't feel as like premium, but it's fine. Like it's an Illuminated Paths release. They're kind of an oddball with cassette releases. Um, Put the page up. Like you can see, you can still buy this album. You can still get the cassette. Don't fall for anybody trying to sell it for like $50 or $100 or some shit like that. You can still buy it. Both the gold and platinum edition and the after midnight edition are still for sale. I bought both of them actually. So I bought After Midnight for me, and then for one of my friends for Christmas, I got them the gold and platinum edition, and it was sitting on their desk ever since. But yeah, like I think packaging's fine. I think presentation is fine. It's just one of those albums that when you hold it, you're just like, yeah, you know. Um, but yeah, so like let's just get into it. This is one of those albums that's definitely just like track for track, pound for pound, like one of the best vaporwave, future funk, whatever kind of genre you're kind of go for, like ever. Side A starts with like All Night, which is just smooth, cool, transitions into Mild 7. Like it slows down a little bit, but it's still kind of oozing that cool. Then you get like Cruisin' and like Shamberg. I don't know how to say that. But yeah, they're still like they keep that same vibe going, and it's definitely Luxury Elite. It's definitely his style. It's definitely like that kind of like you can imagine yourself like trying on a tux in a department store, at like Dillard's in 1995. Just somehow all of that works together. Yeah, I think is the only kind of low point for me on side A. It's I don't know. It's only like a minute long, but it still feels like it goes forever and repeats itself 50,000 times. Um, yeah, just I don't know. I guess it's just not the track for me. But then you've got like Nightlife, Beauty and Silk, which all like flow really well together and are just cool. And then you have 3 cassette only bonus tracks. And Sizzling is it's cool. But Tonight and Champion I think are my favorites, and it's kind of a shame that they didn't make the digital release. I feel like the only reason they didn't is because they're too heavily sampled and not altered enough from existing tracks. So like when you listen to them, it's like a full track that they haven't really cut up or anything. It's like slowed down, and like they've added some reverb to things, and you have cool like kind of synth leads with like Genesis-y bass lines and things like that. That kind of spongy. I don't know. Like a friend described it to me once as robot farts, and that's kind of where I stick with it. It kind of sounds like robot farts, but at the same time, like they're really cool tracks, and it's a shame that they didn't make the digital release. And I feel like the only reason they didn't is because the fact that it might get it taken down because it's so heavily taken from something else, and especially with stuff like Haircuts for Men getting taken down recently. I think is a move that maybe had some foresight to it. I'm not totally sure. Maybe it was just to get you to buy the cassette, which they're still selling, so there's no reason to not buy it. Just buy it if you're into it. Even if like you don't have a cassette player, it's just a cool like set piece you can have just hanging up. But yeah, Champion's great. It really transitions well into Mac Tonight, and it really sets up side B. It's one that like features St. Pepsi on it. I think like all of A side is Luxury Elite, but like it definitely starts to like step up the vibe a little bit and goes from like chill cool to like upbeat cool. Then we get to like Mac Tonight's classic, like future funk, like groovy commercial beat, easy to bob along with. Sometimes I'll just be walking around my house, like humming it. Then we get to like Can't Afford, which is my personal favorite track on the album. It's so like spongy and satisfying to listen to. Like then like I guess like the next track isn't as strong, but when you're going off like Mac Tonight and Can't Afford, it's kind of like you're not really gonna follow it. It's enjoyable. It's got some synth leads, and then like there's Shake Along, which I feel like is kind of a dip, but then we go to like Behind the Mic and Number One, which are both tracks that for me start off like really terribly. Like when they start, I just want to hit skip, but you can't do that because you're on the cassette. But then like once they transition out of their intro, they're really enjoyable and really cool. They're like some of my favorite parts of the album, actually, and which is it's kind of impressive how you pull that off twice in a row of like an intro I hate and then oh wow, this track's awesome, you know. And then like the actual low point of the album is after those two, like Give Me Your Love. It's slow and boring and repetitive, and I don't know, like it's just. I think on like any other album it'd be an okay track, but like on this one it just feels out of place for me. Then like Angels is a good rebound off that though, and then it goes into like Enjoy Yourself, which is a great send off and an iconic track for the genre. Something that is still pretty referenced all the time, despite this album coming out, I don't know, like years and years and years ago. But yeah, just I guess like overall, like despite the two sides being quite different, that pulls off like a really cohesive and enjoyable experience that's never tiring or boring, except for maybe parts of like Give Me Your Love for me. But it's super re-listenable. I pop this cassette in all the time. I listen to it on my Bandcamp all the time. It's just a great album. And really one of the things I wanted to start off this project on because I love this album. Yeah, that's all I got. I feel like I kind of sped through this, but whatever. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, please subscribe or like or leave a comment being like, hey, review something else next, you fool. I did my uploading of the shelves when I loaded them up. If you see anything in there that you want to hear about that you don't know about or you want to have a listen to or something like that. I don't know if I could play it, but, you know, like that'd be copyright infringement or whatever, licensed music nonsense. But yeah, like if you want to hear something or like want my opinion on any of the albums that are up there, I'm still buying more. I